What's good, fellas, and welcome back to another Dark Thread 19. What if what if Deku was the son of Demitri and Morrigan? Morrigan, part 2. Shout out to Naruto Wolf, who wanted this part 2, and you're gonna get it, my boy. This is what you want, and I ain't gonna get it, Naruto. So anyway, where we last picked off, Deku gave lovely, where is she? Our lovely Izuku powers, which pretty much is developing inside her body. So let's pick up to the beginning, to where Deku decides to after the next day he decides to go and pick up Izuku for some training. And as she as overnight she's been developing, she changed a little bit. Her physical body changed. She's got a bit taller. Her bust is a bit chest, if you don't understand what I mean by bust, has gotten a bit bigger, and her face is even cuter, if that's even possible, possible from what I'm seeing here. And that's because she mostly got the succubus side of Deku's powers. So she's basically somewhat similar to Morrigan, but not yet. So Deku goes just standing at is during Izuku's window, as Izuku is checking herself out in the mirror, because she was not expecting this at all. As she finally turns around and sees Deku just staring, as she's kind of freaked out or whatever. And people saying, "What are you doing? Why are you just standing there?" Covering herself up out of embarrassment. It's like, "I came to pick you up for training. Have you forgotten?" It's like, of course I haven't forgotten. You shouldn't just barge in here while her girl is changing, So Zuko's like, "Yes, my apologies. That was mighty rude of me. But I was pretty excited for this training day. I was thinking of you a lot. And Nezuko's like, "You were?" As she blushes even more, looking away from Deku. It's like, yes, I were. I was thinking about what was going to teach you, whatnot, all the moves that you could learn." And Nezuko's like, "Okay, so are you ready?" It's like, "No, I'm not dressed yet. Get out." It's like, "Fine." As he jumps to the roof. And a few minutes later, Izuku is finally ready, leaving the house, saying pretty much saying, "Bye, Ma. I'm gonna be out for a while with a friend," and Inka, happy to see her, daughter, all joyful and everything, not depressed after school with all that bullying or whatever, that bullying and all that. So Geku decides to take Izuku to a forest, where they can practice moves on old trees or whatever. So Deku decides to teach Izuku different moves of Morrigan, like with the soul fist and all, and how to use her wings or whatever, because since Izuku was taking up more of Morgan's succubus side, got the wings or whatever, and Deku is teaching her with the transformations to teach to turn them into regular clothing, so the wings aren't always there, and to transform them into bats or whatever. And as time goes by, Izuku is getting more skilled and even stronger, but she still kinds of doubts herself, pretty much saying asking Deku's like, "Do you really think this is enough? Because I don't know if I'm even ready." And Deku thinking pretty much says like, I got an idea, hold on. And Izuku just standing there waiting for Deku to come back, and it's been like a few minutes or whatever, and he finally comes back or whatever. He's like, what's going on? Where did you go? As let's just say two feminine hands come from behind Izuku, and pulls her in for a hug, as Izuku lands in two big airbags. Two big airbags, you could say. As Izuku looks up and pretty much sees a smiling Morrigan, and Izuku has both freaking out and fangirling at the same time, but trying to keep it in and subtle. It's like, oh my gosh, it's Morrigan. Morrigan, can I please have your autograph in her like little superhero book? Can I please have your autograph? And Morrigan's pretty much saying like, sure, why not? Signing the book, and Zuko's like, I will cherish this forever, thank you. And Deku basically says like, I brought her here to raise your spirits and help you with more training. He's like, oh. And Morrigan basically saying, you see, Morrigan basically, talking to Izuku, be like, you seem to not trust in your power, but you have the same powers as me. Yet you feel that you're not going to be a hero. Well, there are some things my son can't teach you, since he mostly takes more of his father. So I will help you with the training. So as time goes by, Izuku learns more about, Morrigan's powers, able to turn her wings into jets, because that is something Morrigan can do. Which Morrigan can do. So Izuku able to turn her wings into jets, able to fly at high speeds or whatever, and learning how to, create her own doppelganger in fights or whatever, and and that Morgan, decides to teach Izuku one of her most favorite moves. But Morgan basically says to save that move for when the entrance exam happens. Izuku nodding her head, and that's basically how it goes during those 10 months of training. 10 months of training together, and during that time, Izuku meets Deku's, father, Demitri, because Izuku was wondering what man is. I thought if any man would be able to take Morrigan, it would probably be All Might, but somebody else did it, and she was wondering who that man is, and she finally meets Demitri, all and kind of intimidated by his presence or whatever, and Demitri looking at Izuku up and down or whatever, people saying it's like, she's shy, kind of scrawny looking, but she has my approval. Your children, Deku, as Izuku, blushes hard. It's like, what? Don't say things like that. As Morgan just laughs, and Deku just stares, slightly smiles at smile at Izuku, and Deku notice that, as she looks away, blushing or whatever. So after all that has happened, and those 10 minutes go flying by, Izuku is more than ready to finally take that exam. So as they finally go leave their houses or whatever, Deku saying bye to his parents, and Izuku saying bye to Inko. Both parents, happy for their kids. They meet up and walk together both Deku and Izuku meet up and walk together to UA. And as they are finally at where UA is, they're walking through, the gates or whatever. All the guys are staring right at Izuku, kind of gawking at her and whatever. Pretty much saying it's like, damn, what a babe. What a babe. It's like, I'll have some of that. And this right here, kind of embarrassing Izuku, you know, forces her, to cling on to Deku. Deku not really, much caring, but as the guys seeing this, getting, really jealous. And one guy in particular seeing this got, extremely jealous. Bakugo, because he's been seeing how Izuku been developing, seeing how, she's, a bit taller and looking a lot cuter, and, pretty much saying it's like, I can take that off for myself, but, but he gets, extremely irritated as he sees from his perspective, seeing Deku cling on to some pale ass rich boy, and just really pisses off. So they finally reach UA. They take the writing exams or whatever. Whatnot. And after, they finally, they pass, Deku pretty much, passes, number one, even correcting certain answers, surprising Nezu. Izuku did a pretty decent job with her writing tests, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is the robots. So they finally get to the little place where President Mike start talking about the robots or whatever. And Ida, still bitching about the, you're talking about the 0 point, whatever, blah, 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 and all that shit. Deku and Izuku, ignoring this, not caring. Well, Bakugo over there is just, fuming, looking at Deku, Witku, and, just, kind of pissed. But, just really, really pissed at, this random dude that he never met is, taking his Deku away. But, that's besides the point. The robots starts happening as they finally go in, as both Deku and Izuku is destroying robots efficiently. Deku's running extremely fast as Izuku is flying with her jet or whatever, and Almighty, the teachers of them are seeing this. It's like, oh, hang on, isn't that the son of Morrigan? And Almighty's like, yes, but what's with that other girl? She has what it looks like. She has the same powers of Morrigan. Are they related? are they related? It's like, they're like, I don't know. We can't really ask Morrigan because she's not here for some reason. So yeah, they're destroying robots or whatever, and destroying robots, whatever, getting all kinds of points. Deku's in first and Izuku's in second. And Nezu, seeing this, decides to pull out the 0-pointer. So, the 0-pointer coming in, destroying, coming in, crashing and whatnot, destroying buildings, and and dropping rubble on a certain, certain girl, a certain bubbly girl we all know and love, Uraraka, as a Deku, smells, blood or whatever, as he sees a Uraraka stuck under a rubble with all kinds of scrapes or whatever. So he jumps in, throws the rubble off of Uraraka, and pretty much jumps to a safe area as he goes into a fight the 0-pointer. So the 0-pointer tries to get a quick grab in at Izuku, at Deku, as he dodges and hits the 0-pointer's leg with the fire bat whatever joint, and he makes a clone who makes another clone, a doppelganger, who shoots a soul fist at the 0-pointer's other leg, dropping it to his knees. As it drops to his knees, he jumps up to the head and hits the 0-pointer with a shadow blade, basically Morrigan's Shoryuken of the game, and hits the 0-pointer with that shadow blade, cutting its head off. And as Deku basically yells for Izuku, and she basically said right, as she flies over and hits the 0-pointer with the finishing shower. And that's basically one of Morrigan's moves, where she flies in the air and shoots missiles out of her wings. I don't know how a succubus is able to do these type of junk, but ask Capcom. Ask Capcom. I don't know how a succubus is able to do things like this, but I guess they can. So she basically shoots missiles at the 0-pointer, and it completely destroys it, and landing right next to Deku, really excited, basically saying we did it, jumping into his arms, but getting really embarrassed as she sees that everybody is staring. She gets off, and basically and Deku's like, yes, we did, but I guess it's time to leave. We have enough points now. As President Mike finally ends the event or whatever, and everyone is just shocked to see how skilled these guys are. So that pretty much happens. They finally go home, and it's been 10 months between. It's been literally they spent 10 months between each other, Deku and Izuku. As when Izuku and them finally Izuku and Deku are finally alone, Izuku tugs at Deku's arm, and Deku looks at Izuku as, Izuku's, kind of looking down at the floor, and, pretty much saying Deku, what do you think of me exactly? Do you see me as a woman, as, she twirls her hair into her finger or whatever, and Deku basically saying is like, well, yeah, what the hell else would I have to see you as? But Izuku basically saying, do you see me as a woman that you'd want to she can't say the words or anything like that, say she keeps stuttering, and Deku just looking, and just looking at her, saying that, quickly getting bored of this conversation, decides, raise Izuku's face, and kiss her. But kiss her or whatever, and Deku basically saying, is that the answer you wanted? And Izuku is like, I don't know, I might need a second opinion. And and Deku, laughing to himself like, fine, as he just goes right in with Izuku, just ravaging them lips. Ravaging them lips. And they pretty much they did that for like a few minutes or whatever, as they finally break the makeout session, and Deku basically says like, I think it's finally time to leave. Let's get going. And Izuku basically saying, right, as they leave UA, and leave UA to home, and wait for their letters, because they know they pretty much made it in. They know. So yeah, I think that's where I might end this one off. So yeah, thank you for listening or whatever. Check out my other videos if you want, and that's pretty much that's it. So yeah, goodbye.